Beneath the gold-stained waters of the Vaitarani River, Sheshaani, Naga Princess of the deeper realm, coiled through dusky grottos shadowed by ancient spirits. Her scales shimmered emerald and midnight, terror and beauty entwined. For moons she'd dreamt the prophecy, a firestorm splitting water and earth, consuming the nagas and mortals alike. On the dawn foretold, her father, King Vasukeya, summoned Sheshaani to the Hall of Fangs. Priestesses hummed omens and wove visions into smoke. "The fire comes for us all," Vasukeya intoned, "unless the children of scale and skin unite." In the mortal world, beneath a sacred banyan tree, dwelled Sage Agnivarya, known for wisdom and his power to silence quarrels of gods and men. Sheshaani, slipping through silken veils of the worlds, rose onto the banks in the form of a veiled woman with eyes agleam like storm silver. She found the sage alone, tracing infinity on the earth with a peacock feather. At her approach, he lifted his gaze, serene and unstartled. "I know why you come, daughter of the river," he said, as if he'd anticipated the arrival for eons. "Prophecy gnaws with twin fangs." Startled, Sheshaani hissed her fears. "A fire born of man's hubris and naga vengeance. If it walks, neither side will survive. I ask your counsel, though centuries of venom run between our kinds." Agnivarya beckoned her to sit in the circle of blue lotuses. "To halt the flame, we must unbind what set it alight. There is poison nesting among roots, both yours and ours. Will you look beneath your own scales?" Night fell, and Sheshaani bade Agnivarya follow her beneath the river. The sage anointed his brow with sacred ash and dove deep, lungs aflame but spirit resolute. Jellyfish lanterns flickered as they passed statues of nagas entwined with human lovers, reminders of a time before betrayal. Within the deep court, Sheshaani confronted her mother, Queen Sudharma, who confessed the ancient sin. "It was I who sowed seeds of hate, fearing humankind's greed. I cursed the crops and kindled the first fire when trust was broken." Above, Agnivarya sought the memory of his ancestors through trance. He saw a mortal king, splintering his oath to the nagas by draining sacred water for palaces. Thus the fire's grudge had a second source. Realizing the fire could not burn if both halves admitted their wounds, Agnivarya and Sheshaani stood before their peoples. In a ritual upon the riverbank, with lotus in one hand and venom in the other, they recited the forgiveness hymn, each line unspooling the bindings of pride and pain, until the river's surface shimmered, cool where it had burned with unseen heat. But in the silence after, an ashen shadow rose from the river's depths, the Fire Wraith, born of centuries of wrath, wreathed in both naga venom and mortal sorrow. Roaring, it lashed its flames at both crowds. Sheshaani leapt, undulating mid-air, casting blue fire from her breath to quell the wraith, as Agnivarya chanted mantras, weaving light from memories of peace. The serpent and the sage, entwined by purpose, drew the wraith's fury into a crystal urn, sealing it with a word known only to those who have suffered and forgiven. In the aftermath, the river ran clear, nagas dancing with mortals beneath the moon, the prophecy undone not by one's heroism, but by two histories reconciled. And thus legend tells, whenever a sage bends to listen or a serpent sheds old skin, the worlds draw closer, never quite divided, never quite the same.